owe $4,800 in unpaid dues and you are illegally occupying HOA property.
Wait, what? You're kidding, right?
It was exactly 7 a.m. when my cabin door started shaking like someone was trying to break it down. Not knocking, pounding, pounding. The kind that makes your heart jump before your brain even wakes up. I opened the door in my sleep clothes and found three strangers on my porch. An HOA inspector, two board members, clipboards, camera already rolling. No good morning. No introduction. Just you owe $4,800 in unpaid dues and you're illegally occupying HOA property. I actually laughed. I thought it was a prank. This cabin is off-grid, paid in full, inherited from my grandfather, and not even near their HOA land. But the inspector lifted his camera and started taking photos inside my face. "You will comply," he said, "or we place an immediate lien on this structure." A lien on a home that isn't even in their system. I slammed the door before they stepped inside. My hands were shaking. My chest felt tight. Out here, mornings are supposed to be quiet. Solar panels warming, lake reflecting sunrise, coffee made from the same water system my grandfather built with his own hands. This place wasn't just property, it was the last thing he left me. And just beyond the trees sat the HOA, famous for fines, famous for control, famous for a president named Karen who enjoyed power a little too much. I'd heard rumors they wanted to expand. I just never thought they'd try to steal land that wasn't theirs, and that's when I realized something chilling. This wasn't a mistake. This was a takeover attempt, and I was the target. The second knock came an hour later. This one wasn't loud. It was sharp, controlled, confident. When I opened the door, she was already stepping onto my porch. HOA President Karen, clipboard under her arm, sunglasses on, the kind of posture that says she expects people to move out of her way. "Good," she said, not even looking at me. "You're awake." She shoved a stack of papers into my chest. "These are your outstanding dues and violations." "I don't owe your HOA anything," I said. "My land isn't part of your community." Karen let out that fake, exaggerated sigh people use when they want you to feel stupid. "The access road you use runs across HOA soil," she said. "That means you benefit from our services. That means you pay." I stared at her. "That road existed before your HOA even existed. My deed predates you by 30 years. Her smile twitched. She snapped her fingers at the inspector. "Take more photos. Roof, windows, foundation." "Unapproved modifications?" she added casually. "Unapproved by who?" I asked. She leaned in close, invading my space. "By me." Then she said the sentence that changed everything. "Boundary lines are fluid. The board has the right to redefine them." There it was, the truth. This wasn't about dues. This wasn't about safety. This was about control. "You're not under our jurisdiction," I said calmly. Karen lowered her sunglasses so I could see her eyes. Cold, confident, certain. "You will hear from our attorney," she said. "And when you do, you won't have a choice." She turned and walked off my porch like she already owned it. And that's when the fear hit. Not because she threatened me, but because she genuinely believed she'd already won. If this is hitting too close to home, like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? The moment Karen walked away, I knew I couldn't wait. People like her don't bluff, they prepare. So I called the county recorder's office and gave them my parcel number, expecting a quick confirmation that this whole thing was nonsense. Instead, the woman on the phone went quiet. "Sir, there are two boundary files attached to your property." My stomach dropped. "Two?" "The original county map shows your cabin outside the HOA, but there's an amended filing from 6 months ago that places your land inside their boundary." I felt cold. "Who filed that?" A pause. Then Lakeshore HOA, signed by the current president, Karen. She had done it, quietly, without notice, without my consent. She had redrawn the map. By evening, fear turned into paranoia. Every sound outside made me think she was back with police or another inspector. The next morning, I found an orange notice taped to my door. HOA noncompliance, $150 daily fine, $200 inspection refusal, warning of property seizure. They were issuing penalties on land they didn't own, and it didn't stop there. When I walked near the neighborhood, conversations died. People stared. One woman whispered, "He thinks he's above the rules." Another said, "Karen's going to shut him down." She had poisoned the story. So I started documenting everything. Photos, timestamps, recordings, even the old metal survey stake my grandfather buried decades ago. That's when it hit me. This wasn't harassment. This was strategy. She wasn't trying to find me. She was trying to absorb my land. And once my cabin fell inside her HOA, she wouldn't need force. She'd just wait for the rules to push me out. 3 days later, just after sunrise, a white county truck rolled up my dirt path. The logo on the door read Environmental Quality Inspection Division. My stomach sank. The inspector stepped out with a clipboard and said, "We received an anonymous report of sewage leakage from this property." Anonymous. Sure, I told him the truth. No sewage system. Composting, fully legal, fully inspected. He didn't argue. He just walked past me, snapping photos like I was already guilty. It was humiliating. Neighbors could see him. Anyone driving by would assume I was poisoning the lake. After 20 minutes, he cleared his throat. "Your systems are compliant. No violations." I asked for it in writing. He handed me the form and leaned in quietly. "We've had a spike in complaints from your HOA lately. Be careful." That same afternoon, Karen escalated again. When I tried to drive to town, the main access road was blocked. Metal posts, heavy chains, a fresh sign, "Private HOA road, no trespassing." They had cemented the posts into the ground. Karen had just cut off my only exit. I had to walk 2 miles through muddy forest just to reach the store. And that's where I heard the final lie. The clerk lowered his voice. "The HOA newsletter says you're refusing compliance and dumping waste into the lake." I felt sick. She wasn't just attacking my property anymore. She was destroying my reputation, turning me into the villain, isolating me, trapping me. And as I walked back through the mud, exhausted and shaking, I finally understood the real plan. Karen wasn't trying to beat me in court. She was trying to break me first. If you've ever dealt with HOA madness, like, share, and subscribe, and tell us in the comments, where are you watching from?